And when you get the girls, they went away.
My dad. Through menopause, then they'll stop, because I guess she had migraines and they haven't stopped.
Mine only come if I'm real tired. And yeah, I haven't eaten
Yeah,
and my sinuses are bothering me.
yeah,
Where it'll settle,
oh,
where it'll settle at the base of my neck. You need this moved?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, I don't,
Is that better?
no,
No.
no, it took off those, it took off these guys here. I can fix the
You can
rest,
fix the rest? Okay.
yeah,
All right.
but. To call.
Call to order, regular board meeting, May 20th, 2026, 7 p.m. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation.
What?
Roll.
Mary Catherine.
Here.
Trustee Nick Beaton.
Here.
David Benjamin Jr. Matt Drosky.
Here.
Dan Carey.
Here.
Ron Sampley.
Here.
John Buckley.
Here.
Attorney Bryce Whitfield.
Here.
Woody Hall.
Here.
Brian Greger. Clerk Cindy Miller, President.
A motion to approve the public hearing meeting minutes, regular meeting minutes, and minutes from May 6th, 2026.
I make a motion to approve the public hearing minutes and the regular meetings meeting, May 6, 2026.
Second. Nick.
Yes.
Dave.
Yes.
Matt. Yes. Dan.
Yes.
Ron.
Yes.
John.
Yes.
Citizens input.
Only because Brian's not here.
Vince,
I'll find it, I'll be here.
Hey,
when he
that's
comes.
enough.
I just need some. The bottom of the road, there's two really bad holes. And also, we've been having some issues with people passing. Having to keep their eyes open. One car and then another was a truck. Thank you very much.
Any,
Yeah, I need to make a correction from the last meeting. I said I live next to the illegal landfill on Holly Ridge Road. I do not live next to that. I want for the record to change it illegal. Unpermitted open dump is what I live next to on Holly Ridge Road. So do you know the difference between the two, anyone? A landfill is regulated, it has a liner put in it, and it's cleaned, and it's regulate this thing. An open dump is more like you go down by Black Man, just kick a couch out back in the truck and go wild. That's the difference. Oh, and did we get those vehicles labeled yet? It's been 3 weeks we've had the labels.
They're in and.
Yeah.
I'm sure the zoning department.
I don't think they are.
Okay, well, I got somebody that'll do it for free. If you guys are having problems doing it, I don't understand what the big deal is. You were talking about it a year ago getting it done and it's still. I mean, you used to. And, you know.
Any other citizens input? Citizens input. Go for it.
Motion to approve or deny resolution 26. Improving declaration and disposal of certain surplus property. I'd like to make a motion to approve that resolution. Second.
Any discussion? Nick?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Matt? Yes. Dan?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
John?
Yes. To approve and deny ordinance 2026-12, an ordinance designating no park. Old Street, Suzanne Court, Tucker Drive, and Old Country Inn. I'd like to make an amendment to that. To take off Third Street for now and Suzanne Court and just have Tucker Drive and Old Country Inn. And we'll talk about the others in committee. Second.
Any discussion? Nick?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Matt? Yes. Dan?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Correspondence?
Madam Sir.
$267.96. $503.25. 76 cents. Motor fuel, $2,103.20. Parks, $683.36. Water bills, $23,380.09. DEA seizures and forfeitures, $1,500. Tip 2, 800. Tip 4. 1575. For a total of $86,408.92. These bills have already been paid. Make a motion.
Second. Nick?
Yeah.
Dave?
Yes.
Matt? Yes. Dan?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
John?
Present.
Last couple things, DEA, Castle Officer, their group found, this couple weeks ago, they got $725,000 worth of gold off the traffic stop. They're gonna be selling that and we'll get a cut of that. And then he said today they found $700,000 cash. So we're gonna get, between 3 to 5% of each one of those. Ours got delivered yesterday. It's getting striped right now, so it should be ready in about a week or so. And the other one should be here next week. There's some of the canine stuff got back ordered, but just about finished, so. Those will be on the street shortly. Great, sir.
I'd like to say something about
police department. It was a pretty exciting video I watched here a week ago of our chief out actually making a. Thank you, sir. I appreciate, Sergeant Travis and you taking. Protecting that,
and going back.
protecting that woman, so, thank you.
Ron?
Yeah, they're, mowing road right ways, doing some tree trimming. Limbs, installing water services, and some landscaping at the farmhouse.
Couple things tonight. First I'll speak to, last week. Some problems with the demo there and that property. Since that meeting, I have made contact with the property. Interesting conversation as to what happened there. I touched base with the police department. We're still gathering some more information on that. I am hopeful that maybe not by the next meeting, but soon, we're gonna have some real headway as to completely reach, and get rid. So we'll continue to do that, but I spoke with Andy Reel and got some information. He's looking for something for me, and Mr. Black is looking for that. Very helpful. Next, to talk about, last week, or last meeting, I said I would talk about the CSX dismissal. So, you know, as village attorney, the goal is not to share everything that we're doing all the time in terms of our recommendations to the public, but I do want to. There's something that needs to be better, so I want to give some background on what happened there. So the initial complaint that was drafted was ultimately dismissed by the court. Okay, there was a 22-page memorandum or order by the court, which was the dismissal. All right. But most importantly, for the village, primarily to recover funds that were spent for emergency services that went out. And efforts that the village took to support its citizens and support citizens' property. And the court, in sort of flowery language, indicated, no, that's not the way you do that. It's not proper. You don't have standing to do it, meaning you don't have an opportunity to even bring that claim as who you are. I mean, you can do it, but it's going to be dismissed every time. And basically said, look, if you want to make a run at this, the only thing you have standing to do is to bring it for village-owned properties that suffered damage. Okay, so I think it was brought up last time that this complaint was at the behest of citizens' personal domiciles, homes, property, things of that nature. To the extent that it was or was intended to be or was told to be, that's not something the village has standing to do. Individual citizens are welcome to bring that litigation. I'll also say, one of the things you have to balance when you're advising a client as an attorney, especially when you're advising a client, and it's not on what, you see the commercials on TV. If you don't get paid, we don't get paid. That's not how litigation like this works. Those services cost a lot of money. You do need to balance what's the recovery versus what we're spending to get there. And this piece of litigation is really expensive litigation. As everyone knows, the railroad has deep pockets, and that has caused legislation that makes it difficult to fight them. The goal, as I understand it, I'm speaking with some members of the board and certainly the community, Brian Rader, is to make sure this levy project happens. We've had a great conversation with CSX since we've been here, and we're making progress on it. To the extent that members of the board want to discuss bringing back this CSX litigation, the end of the memorandum does say that that opportunity was stalled at the, I think October 5th. If anybody wants a copy of this, come talk to me after, and I'll even give you a copy. But because we voluntarily dismissed the claim, we have a year from that point to reinstate the claim. Now, we wouldn't reinstate it. We wouldn't file it back with the Kellers or anything like that. It's not the proper way to do that. But we could we could bring that litigation back up, if folks want to. Again, it's gonna be a very different scope that was brought the first time because that was improper. So wanted to give some background of what was going on there. Again, I understand transparency is important and want to make sure that moving forward, moves like that are taken, at least we're broaching that conversation, okay? All right.
Can I ask you a question quickly on that? So basically what you're saying is the city township doesn't really want a part of the lawsuit because it costs too much for litigation, but if the citizens of Caseyville Homes had an issue or they have an issue, then they can go against CSX or whatever, or maybe themselves get together and bring a class action. Is that the way I'm understanding what you're saying?
In part, yes, in part, yes. The village can certainly, if the board members would like to see this litigation brought back up, it can be brought back. The scope would be, generally speaking, the scope should be limited to property that the village owns. The village does not have standing, meaning does not have the right ability, is not the proper person to bring a claim for individual property owners or their personal property.
Okay.
So it isn't a matter of the village doesn't, the recommendation is that it's too expensive to defend citizens' property. That is not what I'm saying. I don't think you're insinuating that. I don't think that's clear.
That way, my understanding is the city of Caseyville, village of Caseyville, what it may be. The litigation against the railroad will be too costly because the amount of properties that Caseyville owns, it'll be too much. But however, if the citizens or the homeowner or whoever was affected in that flood want to bring that, A, they can either do it on their own, or B, if I was y'all, I wasn't affected, but B, if I was y'all, I'd get together and do a class action with against the railroad, whatever. That's y'all's business. But that's my interpretation of what you're saying.
I would say it more simply that if you as a landowner had your property affected by the flood, you have a personal cause of action to take.
Okay.
The village may have a cause of action for its own properties that were affected. But the recommendation against proceeding with litigation is not solely because it's expensive. I also don't think it would be successful in the long run. This would be very costly and a very long process. For the railroad, they know how to make things take a long time.
Right.
So there's a lot of reasons for that. On top of the cooperation that CSX has shown us since this has gone away, showing that we're willing to talk to them and have those conversations. The next thing I'd like to talk about, much more briefly than that. It's been brought to my attention the last time the rules of procedure were amended within the village was back in July of 2015. There's a few things that need to be updated, if for no other reason that the list of committees is incorrect. So we'll clean up the list of committees. There's a few things I think could be tighter. We'll work with the board, we'll circulate something. And so I'd like to get that on the agenda that we can update the rules of procedure. And then lastly, this will be brought up in committee, but we have worked on some of the water language that was discussed last time, and hopefully we can get that on the agenda for next meeting. And that you may have remembered what was brought up, it was the start-stop service and some of the fees that were lingering on there. So it's pretty much ready to go. That is, I like that.
All right, if we don't need an executive session, I need a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn. Second.
Nick? Yes. Dave?
Yes.
Matt? Yes. Dan?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Okay, we'll go to the committee. Administration.
Just from the board's conversation, last week, 2 weeks ago, we had a conversation, with the presentation from the trash company, right? So we need to be thinking about that and ask the residents to reach out to your elected officials and voice your concerns and opinions of what you're wanting, just trash service and recycling, or all three. Actually, all three aren't offered, but I don't think they're gonna do that, they'll do the yard piece. But we have some conversations to work on amongst ourselves and try to negotiate the CPI, Consumer Product Index, and negotiate the cost a little bit and see if we can make some wiggle room on that versus a 5%. If you look at your spread on the paperwork, there was a 5% spread. We just need to, us as a board and community, determine exactly what's gonna benefit us to the greatest extent.
Yeah, add one thing on admin, so, you know, lettering of the trust has been brought up over and over and over, said they were ordered, gonna be ordered, they're gonna take care of. Does any board member have a problem with these vehicles getting lettered here within the next week or so? If there's stuff in, I don't think it would take that long to put in, I know we still have a couple of vehicles that still need to be lettered.
Well, I know it's in, I think in the office.
Yeah, we've been in for 3 weeks plus, so, you know, when you get that, that'll be good.
Yeah, we have the lettering and the truck should be here on Friday, and I'll put them on.
Annexation,
No.
Bird Finn,
Yes, reported a couple weeks ago about St. Clair County, the alert system. So if you can go to, St. Clair County website, you can sign up for, that new alert system that puts your information and your address and everything. And, what you want to be alerted for, there's a long list of categories to be, alerted for. Also, you can get the app, both Android or Apple. They have apps out there through St. Clair County for the same alert system. So, severe thunderstorms, tornadoes, list of, different things that you can sign up for to, be notified or alerted for bad weather. So I recommend people go do that, get signed up and be protected for tornadoes and severe weather. That's all on emergency.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that up and running now?
It is up and running. I think they're still trying to get some bugs out of it. But it's available now. They put it on their website for people to download.
And the other one is,
I did not see it on there at all.
I called.
Yeah, I did not see that code red offered, so I can't speak,
Okay.
other than I did not see it available on the website, so I would assume that it's gone.
Yeah, I believe they had some issues with it getting hacked. in other
Yes,
Parts of the
yes.
country.
Yeah, people were getting alerts from Pennsylvania, weather going on, so, you know, in different areas of the hack, so this one's supposed to be a little more hack proof. So. That's all I get.
Finance,
Nothing this time, backup communication. There was a meeting at the village hall from St. Clair County Grant Department. There's some money up to $20,000 for low income houses and moderate income household repairs improvements. So if people are needing some assistance on things to get fixed in their homes that are safety or health and well-being, you can reach out to St. Clair County Grants Department. There is some assistance up there. There's a $5,000 max for accessibility repairs. Up to $20,000.
How is that going to work on like mobile homes in there? Because if you do so much repair, then you have to rate some.
FEMA standards or anything greater than 50% of the value of those mobile homes, you have to be increased to the flood, above the flood plain. I don't know how they're going to sort of be accommodating the.
Yeah, because I know I was told that they would not cover raising the mobile home, but it would fix some of the issues they had, I guess.
There are some potential grants coming down for that,
Okay.
for flood mitigation. That will possibly be hitting here soon for residents to look at.
The state of Illinois did just release some big grant opportunity. I think they're going to do it for $50,000 for first-time home buyers as well. So there is 15,000 at the state level for any first-time purchasing.
Those with mobile homes, I want to double check them during a floodplain. Depending on the elevation of the floodplain, it only comes into play if your utilities, like your ductwork or water lines or anything like that, are actually in the floodplain. If all that stuff's above the flood, then you're not considered in the flood insurance. So I know the house that I built on Fifth Street, we had to elevate it enough so that no ductwork or anything was in the crawl space and below a certain level. So, I'm gonna check into that, and make
That
sure
meeting
that
that we were at down in Cherry Hall during the flood time, did I not discuss that as part of the FEMA's help? Was to come in and raise, they did that free of charge, to come in after that flood, and they would raise your mobile home at that time.
as long as it's not for any utilities
Yeah.
in that zone.
Yes. So that was offered, the meeting that was down here was very, Rebecca and I was the only ones here.
Yeah.
A lot of information, a lot of grants that are out there, a lot of things to help people that can't get the funds to help themselves.
Yeah.
It was well worth being here.
Yeah.
And there's.
I lived in the flood zone for 38 years,
So did I.
so.
There is an,
Who hasn't in this town?
there is an income level. You know, if somebody, if anybody wants this presentation, I can email it to you, but there is an income level threshold.
If I recall, though, they do windows, heating, cooling, installation, things of that nature, don't they?
Yeah, it was, yeah, for your health and well-being, yes, for your income side, up to the 20,000 per household. There's $1.8 million in that account, I think, on this project.
That's county only, correct?
It has nothing to do with Casey Mills County over. It's gonna be St. Clair County, and I know East St. Louis has got a big block in money for their residents.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was my question. Are we going to, if they get $20,000 for the household, are we going to force them to raise their mobile home for Whitney area?
What does the FEMA standard require?
Structure and repairs are different. Heating, cooling,
Yeah, but
there's a fine line on,
we're having an issue with one over there right now.
yes, I'm having quite a few conversations about that. So what's the difference between substantial improvements versus what is permanent structural items? Right. So we're trying to wade through that right now to make sure we get everything clear on that.
That's it, thanks.
Ordinance.
Nothing, nothing new.
Really, when they got to the so
Well.
Nothing on ordinance.
Planning zone,
Planning and zoning, we had, 2 lots that have been sold that we'll be closing on, here in early June. They had a zoning board of appeals meeting last night. They did not come to a vote yet for the variances for solar farm south of town. They've rescheduled, second table rescheduled for June 9th. So that'll be coming up. Would like to put on the agenda the secret for 56 to make work for demo. And so, what I got for planning and zoning right now?
BD.
PD, I figured we put it on our police department.
I have nothing on police other than the.
What that property is worth. So I would like to put on the agenda on our police property through the realtor.
Which I thought was great.
Motion.
No,
Public Works.
Yeah, I'd like to put on the agenda about, might get that on the language.
about the flag.
Wait,
Hold it.
We're gonna discuss the Suzanne Court and.
Oh, yeah, there we go, the rules.
And
Third Street.
Third Street.
First Street. Yeah, on it's signed all the way from, William Street to Tillman. The school property is all there. Court. I was, wondering, Now, you guys know if somebody had a Thanksgiving on a holiday or something, you had company over. There'd be no place for anybody to park.
Yes.
Is there a problem out there?
From doors and breaks.
Because what?
It's right, they're drainage, they leave on the road. Houses that got. There should be so many cars. Per lot.
Or per, a household, how many people can live in that per bedrooms? I believe that's on,
But I don't want on my corner. I don't know how many people live there, but all there. Well,
And there is,
they're parking on the street and, it causes a lot of motion right there.
I don't know if they're liking the business or not, it's something that's gonna be checked into. There are a couple of businesses that are ran out of households down there. I believe there's rumor that there's a down the line. And a lot of traffic there. The other department trailer going the road. And I believe we have an ordinance against already for that, but there's another one, there is a lot of traffic.
There is a couple that. The guys, they have a bunch of them trailers. But they. So they can put all their. I mean, I don't see if there's a problem that they're parking on one lot. You know, if they want them or if they're just doing it for the help of it, I don't know, but. Well, that's not an issue.
What if we do it on one side of the street? Because if you get parking on both sides of the street, there's no way for a fire truck to get down through there.
Yeah,
Or snow plow or anything, at least maybe do one side of the road, no parking. See if that helps.
Have you had many calls with that?
Yeah, we've tagged a lot of vehicles down there, and have people move trailer work and things like that, and tow terrible cars, but, having the signs up would help, I think. Because the streets are pretty narrow, if there's a trailer, even a few cars, it's hard, it's hard to get through.
That, I believe you guys have checked into the potential no licensed business down there that they're always answering the door. Whenever they do go down.
Is that one on Suzanne Court?
Yes.
What the hell company is that? You guys voted on.
Oh, no, I believe there's a hair salon.
Oh,
Running out of
I don't
hours
know.
there, and police officers been down there, that nobody likes the door whenever they do go down. Make an amendment for the
I can,
one side of the street, or we gonna put it back on the.
put it back. Not intended, but I'd like to go over this with with Brian to make sure that everything fits in. He might have some ideas different than me. But, yeah, I'd like to put that on, if you want to get that on there, we could do that next June.
For one side.
Yeah, on one side. If you want to do Third Street too,
Sorry, yeah.
I would say so, because I mean, those are not wide streets, they're pretty narrow, so.
Problem on Third Street is when school's in session and it's the school buses. With cars parked, the school buses can get. The problem, that's gonna go away here in a couple of weeks, but it's gonna be back in a few months.
But that's just for a small stretch.
Right.
But if the parking rushed the way down the street, you'd have a hard time getting a fire truck or.
Right. Yeah.
Do you want to do both sides on?
I would say that we do at least one side.
One side,
One side?
which side?
One side.
that would be, both sides would be basically where the buses
Yeah,
are.
yeah. Buses.
Yeah, I believe they got spots to pull over, they're set, they got spots.
Okay.
Right.
I have no problem, and I brought that up in the last meeting, that for those signs, but yeah, I have no problem with those changes.
Yeah, we wanna make it sure it's, not everybody's gonna be affected. Function at your house, which a lot of people do with your holidays and stuff, you gotta have parking sometimes, there has to be variance here and there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a fishing derby coming up in June, around Crane, usually May 30th. Today.
May.
May, I thought it was June.
May.
I'm misinformed
It's a week ago Saturday.
May 30th then. But Ronnie always puts on a great fishing derby. Police department helps him. It's always a great time for kids.
Are they still?
directly to Robbie.
What's that?
Donate directly to Robbie, or do we donate through the police department?
You can do either one.
Piggybacking on that, we got the cleanup Saturday coming up. So dumpster at the city garage. Dumpster at the old. And a dumpster on Bermuda, I think it is, set. It's. Yeah, botanical, I'm sorry. I have. Colleen said that, she had a recliner. All I've got so far. Got no calls for. Being picked up. Tell her. That we would pick up her recliner, however, I also advised her. That that's free with our trash service too. They have it out on the curb and let them know, and they will pick it up, so I told her to call them, if it's still.
Or Monday is the one when they do the pickup, you get that.
Yeah, which is coming up in 2 items. Yeah, so, other than that, I'll be down at, city garage at 9 o'clock in case anybody shows. Addresses of people. Then. This is 280 volunteers that want to go pick up items and bring them to the dumpsters. But ideally, the dumpsters are there for people who clean up their own property. To. So, that's all I have.
Do we, are they just, the dumpsters are just one at each location, are they gonna pick?
It's one at each location, they'll be delivered on Friday and picked up on Tuesday.
Okay, with that being said,
This Friday.
that Saturday's gonna be the cleanup day. Is board okay with maybe paying some overtime for one of the street or water guys who can take the backhoe to go around and kind of smash it stuff down a little bit so we can get more use out of the dumpsters?
I definitely have no problem with that.
I think dumpster's gonna fill up pretty quick, but at least then.
I hope they do.
That's, they go around the backhoe and kind of smash it down, they'll probably get about 5 times as much.
Absolutely. I have no issues with that. Run that past them.
Anything else on special events? This man. Well, thank you all for coming.
Thanks, Dan.